Hello everyone, my name is Priscilla and I'd like to go over the W-4 and explain different situations and scenarios on how to complete this form correctly. Alright, so the first scenario would be super easy. It would be a single person with no dependents. So what you're going to want to do is on step 1C, you have single, okay? Checking off single is going to count as one person, so that's just claiming yourself. You can skip step 2 unless you have maybe a part-time and a full-time job. You'll want to check off the box to the far right so that way additional tax will be taken out, and you want to make sure that you do that at both jobs, okay? Step 3 doesn't apply if you don't have kids, so you can leave that blank. Step 4, other adjustments. So on step 4, line C, where it says extra withholding, you can have an additional amount taken out of each paycheck, so that way you can boost up your tax refund, or you just want a little bit of wiggle room in case you might end up owing. So $5 is what some people do. Some people do 10, and you can do as much as you want. So that's for a single person, okay? And the next situation would be if you are married and you guys plan to file joint, meaning you're gonna file one tax return together. So you're going to check that box off here, and what that's going to do is it's going to file for two people. So basically you're going to get credit for two people, yourself and your spouse, okay? If your spouse works on step 2, super important, a lot of people just skip this and they end up having a huge tax bill at tax time. You want to make sure to the far right you're going to check off the box, and what that's going to do, it's going to deduct 1 from the married filing joint, which was 2. So 2 minus 1 means 1, and you're just claiming yourself on your income for your paycheck, okay? Your spouse is also going to want to do the same thing. So married filing joint, step 2, make sure you check off the box. On step 3, that can be a little tricky when you're claiming the dependents. It would be easier to just get the credit at tax time. So if you put numbers in here, basically what that's going to do is it's going to tell your employer for the payroll to basically give you credit in advance through the year to give you the credits for the kids. So let's just say we have a married couple filing together. They share one kid. Let's just say the child's 15 years old, okay? So automatically it tells you right here, if they're under age 17, so 16 and younger, you get a $2,000 credit for that one child. Okay, so if that's your only kid, you're going to carry that number down here. Now, you want to make sure that both you and your spouse are not entering the credit on your income at work, because then you're going to have to pay a tax bill at tax time. You want to make sure that only one person is claiming it because you only have one kid. If you had 2 kids, then you guys can do 1 and 1, meaning, you claim 2,000 and your spouse claims 2,000. But just to make everybody's lives easier, you can just leave it blank and get credit at tax on your tax return. All right, and the same thing with adjustments. If you do want a little extra withheld, you just put that amount in there. Okay, and the next thing I want to go over is the head of household option. If you're married, you generally do not want to check off this box. You could get in trouble if you guys are married and living together. This is definitely not an option. If you're unmarried and pay more than half the cost of keeping up a home for yourself and a dependent. Okay, so you also don't want to check this off if you're single and don't have any dependents to claim, because you'll end up with a tax bill at tax time. Okay, because head of household basically counts as 2. All right, what else? Okay, so if you're head of household, it's okay to check that. Again, you have to have a dependent and you have to pay all of your rent, or at least 51% of the rent. Okay, on step 2, if you are working a full-time and a part-time job, make sure you check off this box. If you only have one job, do not check that box because it'll take out too much taxes. On step 3, you have a dependent, so you can either get credit in advance by putting, if you have a 16-year-old, you're going to put 2,000 here, and maybe you have a 17-year-old, then you're going to put 500 here, because for 17 years of 17-year-old dependents, you only get 500. So 17 and older, you get 500. 16 and younger, you get 2,000. So you add those two together, and that would be the number that you put on line 3. And then again on step 4, if you want to have an extra couple dollars taken out, you put that there. All right, so I hope this information helps you. If you have any questions or you want to reach out to me, especially on the head of household stuff, that can be really tricky. I'm more than happy to help and to get you on the right track. Have a good day.